Most players in Rape Wars look right past the Synergy Technician, and honestly, it is costing them massive amounts of rank. What is up guys, Riff Rico here. Today we are breaking down the single most overpowered support unit in the entire game. I'm talking about the completely broken, permanent 50% health and damage increase of your entire team. I'm going to show you exactly why this mod is so insane, the absolute best tanks to pair them with, and the one sneaky mistake that will instantly ruin your run. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the engine running this entire strategy, the Technician Synergy. Most players read the description and assume it's just a temporary buff. They are completely wrong. When you lock in 4 Technician, you are triggering a permanent 50% increase to health and damage. And the best part, that applies to all of your allies. You aren't just making one unit a little stronger, you are mathematically breaking the game stat scaling. Your tanks become absolutely raid bosses and your backline hits like a freaking tank. So, how do we actually survive long enough to build this? To pull this off, your early game frontline needs to be an absolute brick wall. You are looking for Rock, Plasma Squid, or Giga Shark. Now, if the shop blesses you with an early technician, that is a massive head start. But what if your luck is terrible? Do not panic. Just drop in any cheap range unit to act as a placeholder. Then, this absolute second you finally collect all your technician, sell those placeholders, then drop the full technician synergy and completely win the game. Now, before you go queue up, we have to talk about the one sneaky mistake that will absolutely ruin this strategy. When players see a massive damage increase, their first instinct is to abandon their defense and build their entire composition around squishy hyper carries. Stop doing that. You absolutely must anchor this team around your tanks. Here is why this is a massive game changer. In Rift Wars, tanks have the innate ability to absorb the bulk of the aggro meant for your allies. They are your primary shield. But what happens when the sweaty players send strikers to completely bypass your front line? Diving your backline, normally that's a guaranteed team swipe for the enemy, but not with the Synergy Technician, because that 50% health and damage increase applies to all allies. You are effectively creating an unbreakable layered defense. Your tanks soaks up the massive frontline pressure, and when those enemy strikers try to get sneaky and dive your backline, they are jumping into a trap. With that permanent 50% health bump, your ranged units easily survive the initial burst. Then, thanks to that 50% damage boost, they turn around and completely delete the strikers. You are taking the enemy team's absolute best offensive play and turning it into a free kill. And if this strategy helped you break your losing streak and climb the ranks, do me a massive favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And the meta in Rift Wars is shifting, and I'm already testing the next broken synergy to share with you guys. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it when it drops. Good luck on the ladder, and I'll see you in the next one.